House of Cards.
TCG.
Hey guys, this is Tyler with House of Cards TCG, coming at you with a very exciting deck profile. We're going with Zoodiac, since Phantom Rage dropped and they brought Zeus out, which is a completely broken card. I'm super excited to build this deck. It's a control deck, and what makes mine very special, I guess you would say, is it's a going second Zoodiac deck, and it did very well at locals. So let's dive into it, and let me show you what this whole thing entails. Let's start with first the monsters, which is of course your Zoodiac engine that you're going to want to fuel into whether it be Megaclops, Zeus, and Trident. So one Rapier, obviously we won because that's all we can do. We're going to go 3 Thoroughblades. Thoroughblade is actually a good card. It comes in very well when you're going Borbo and attacking directly because he has 1600 attack. You got the 3 Rams. You want those for the defense. You can overlay Trident on the Ram, give it the 2000 defense. Just gives you that extra pop there. And of course, Whiptail. Whiptail actually is very important too with the 3 Whiptails, mostly because with Whiptail, you want to go, if you need to attack a monster directly with Whiptail, even if you take a loss, you banish that card. So Whiptail is a very good card in that case. It can be used for many different ways. Also can attach itself from your hand to an Exe monster. And then we got the 3 Fire Formation Tenkies. This lets you search one of your Zoodiacs. So that is pretty much your whole engine here that lets you go into your different plays. We got 1 Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn obviously lets you bring something back. We got the 1 Barrage, which comes in very clutch a lot of times when you need that monster. And then you got the 1 Zoodiac combo. I like playing the combo because it's almost like another Pot of Avarice too, which lets me then shuffle back in. And then I run the 3 Pot of Desires. I know that a lot of people do 2. I like it at 3. It comes up quite a bit where I need to utilize it. But then I only run 2 Pot of Avarices. So I think that Pot of Avarice is a great card, but I think if more than 2, you really don't need more than 2 on that. Now we're going to go into more of the hand traps because that's what Zoodiac is. It's a control deck. So you want to play some cards to disrupt your opponent. So I'm going to lay 3 Infinite Impermanences. And again, when I go into this deck profile, this is for going second. Like I said, it did very well at locals. I played very well. I think it caught a lot of people off guard. So going second was definitely a very good one there. I do run 2 Evenly Matched. Evenly Matched came up where I was able to make my opponent banish monsters, which was very clutch in some situations. And then of course you have to run the 3 Ash Blossoms. Ash Blossom is just in itself is just a great card. It disrupts your opponent. In this deck, I think it's very important. You got the 2 Alpha Beasts. I would run 3, except that Pancrotops does a very good job as well. Sorry for the lighting there. So Pancrotops is just an insane card, and Alpha Beast returns it back to the hand, whereas Pancrotops destroys it. So having the Alpha Beast is definitely a great complement to the Pancrotops, but I would still not run 3 Alphas because of that. Then you got the 3 Nibiru's, especially with Virtual World now becoming popular, Zoodiac being popular. You got combo decks like Dragon Links and other ones that, you know, Nibiru is always going to be played, so you want the 3 Nibiru. A clutch card at locals that really played well, because this is a going second, was 3 Dark Ruler No Mores. This card actually won me a lot of games because going second, I popped Dark Ruler No More and then go into some different moves, and it really came in clutch, especially against Dinos, which was historically has a tough matchup with Zoodiac. And then for back row decks, I'm gonna main deck this Cosmic Cyclones and Harpy Feather Duster. Because again, you're going second, you want to be able to pop your opponent's back row. You could Dark Ruler them, then clear their back row with Cyclone or Feather Duster, and then go into Zeus and just wipe their whole board out. It's so clutch. But because of that, and I know this isn't, you know, budget friendly here, but I do run 3 Lightning Storms. It comes in when you're going second and you want to, I pulled off a combo against Dino or another one, I can't remember exactly, where I literally Dark Rulered my opponent's board, then hit Lightning Storm on the back row, went Zeus, and then wiped off my opponent's board because he had no traps, no monster effects, and it just came in super clutch. So that is it for the main deck. We'll move that over here, then we'll shuffle those up. Now let's go into the extra deck. You're gonna want 1 Hammer Kong. I don't think that 2 is necessary. Hammer Kong, it can be a defensive play. Sometimes I've used it as a defensive play so that they can't target the Ixie monsters I have. And then I go with the 3 Chakanine. Chakanine is actually pretty critical in getting your Dryden back. I've used Chakanine and Mega Clops a lot to pull back Dryden, make sure that I get my Dryden back. Then you got the 3 Tiger Mortars, which allows you to discard and then attach under another one. I've used Tiger Mortar again on my Dryden and going for that. 1 Dryden, because that's all you can play on that one. Pretty great card there. I do go 2 Borbo. You could go with 3 Borbo if you want. I do have a card that I didn't play, which we'll talk about in the next one. You could play 3 Borbo if you needed to. I have 1 Drill Driver Vespinato. Drill Driver is key in this deck. I really like it because not only can you overlay on an Ixie monster, then you can attack it and inflict piercing damage, but then when it's sent to the graveyard, you get to bring back an Ixie monster, which is pretty sick because then you could just bring back, you know, Dryden or whatever it may be. I do have Utopic Future in here because this is what I ran at the locals. I'm undecided whether to do Utopic Future, another Borbo, or maybe throw in the Emerald here. So that card is kind of just there. It's floating. It's situational is what it could be. And of course you got the 1 Mega Clops. Mega Clops is a huge card that you want to have. It's just a broken, your opponent can't do anything with it unless they have an Imperm or they have something that's going to be able to, an Ixie monster that's going to take that out. And then I do run 2 Zeuses. So you're in board, really what you're looking for is you're either going to go Mega Clops or you're going to go Zeus. Those are the different plays with that. We'll go into the side deck that I ran because again, you're going second, so you want to have the side deck set up to where you can shift up on your opponent and go first, especially if you think they're going to make you go first, or if game 3 you decide to go first and just mix them all up because they think you're going second. So there's a lot of different plays there. So I have 2 Dimensional Barriers. I think this card is real clutch once you get your board out. Then you could set that card out. Definitely want to run 3 Lancias now. Lancia, big against Dinos. I won my matchup against Dinos because of Lancia. I top decked it, and then I had my board set, and then he went for the miscellaneous play, and when he put it into the graveyard, dropped Lancia, and you couldn't banish it, and that pretty much set me game right there. I do have the 3 Solemn Strike, because again, if you're going first, you want Solemn Strike. This comes in clutch too, but be careful on game 3 because it does cost life points. Warning Point is a card that I think a lot of people haven't really picked up on yet. Warning Point is actually really insane because when a monster is summoned this turn, the face-up monster can attack, its effects are negated, and also it cannot be used as material for a fusion. So Warning Point, I think, is a broken card that not a lot of people are playing. This came out in Phantom Rage. So pretty much like think about you playing Dogmatica and they drop Alistair, and then you flip over Warning Point on him. Alistair's just there. It can't be used for link. It can't be used as material. It can't attack and it can't use its effect. Just insane card. It comes up quite a bit too when you want to play it. So 3 Ice Dragons Prisons. That's pretty standard with the combo decks there. And then the 1 Called by Grave. So let's kind of go into the different plays here. So we're gonna actually draw a hand and see what comes up. So I'm gonna put my extra deck over here. I'm gonna take my starting deck. We're gonna pick, imagine going second and going second on with this deck and what you're able to do with it. So we'll draw up 6 cards. We'll kind of go into that and then see what we can get and see what our hand looks like. Because again, we're trying to get out Mega Clops, trying to get out Zeus, maybe a different board, and also disrupt our opponent as I drop that. So we'll just do the normal shuffle here. Shuffle a lot better off camera here. All right, so we're gonna do this shuffle and then draw 5 cards, pull our draw for turn, and see what we're able to come up with. This deck is a 44 card deck. I know a lot of people run 40, some people run 41. And then I like the addition of a few hand traps that I've put in here that allow it and still actually enabled me to get to my engine pretty well. So shuffle those. All right, let's see what we get here. We're gonna do one cut. All right, so for our hand, we're gonna get a lightning storm off the bat. A second lightning storm, which is not the best, but we can work around it. Okay, so obviously these didn't shuffle very well, but a part of Avarice, and then a Cosmic Cyclone. All right, let's take these, shuffle one more time. Obviously, they weren't shuffled very well. And then I think Shane and I are gonna be dueling. He's gonna run his Dogmatica versus my Zoo today, so I'm excited when he comes here and we actually get to duel and put this on camera and see what this deck can do, going second again. All right, one more shuffle here. It should be, there we go. All right, just cut this. Let's try this again. Okay, Zoodiac combo. Got an Alpha, Harpy's Feather Duster, Pot of Desires, and a Thoroughblade. All right, so this is a good hand already going into this. We already have our access to Thoroughblade, which gets us into our Zoo engine. We have a Desires, which can bait, it can do some different things. If they have a back row, Harpy's Feather Duster, and if they have a board set, we got Alpha to return it to hand, then a combo setup. So going second, we're gonna draw another card, and we go evenly matched. So again, you can do many different plays with this. And then obviously, let's just say we played Pot of Desires. So we banished 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These all are banished, and it doesn't really matter what you banish in this deck. Even if you banish Rat Pierre, you can still have other combos. And we drew Lightning Storm, and look at that, we drew Rat Pierre. So now we have two ways to get into our engines. We have so many disruptions, and our opponent is pretty much going to be broken at the end of this because we could go evenly matched, make him banish down to one card. We can just go straight to battle phase, play in evenly matched, banish down to one. We could Lightning Storm his row. We can Feather Duster his back row. And then we also have Alpha, which can return cards to hand. So literally out of these right here, and again, Alpha, I'm gonna show you how crazy this is. Alpha, you don't even have to use his effect. So you can literally just special summon Alpha right out there from the gate, not even use his effect. Then we can go into some different things. If I didn't think that my opponent had any disruptions, I would probably go Thoroughblade, maybe. You can go Rat Pierre, so we'll play off Rat Pierre. Rat Pierre's effect then allows you to send a card to the grave. So I would send Ram Ram. So you send Ram Ram to the grave. Okay. Then you want to link off and move him over here just so we can play on this. So you want to link all over top of Ram Ram with Shakanine. Shakanine is then going to send Rat Pierre to the grave and then special summon back Ram Ram. Now you're going to overlay Shakanine with Dryden. Now Dryden's effect, we're going to send Shakanine to the grave, pop Ram Ram. Ram Ram's grave effect activates, which lets you special summon back monster. So we're going to bring back Shakanine. Then we overlay into Tiger Mortar on Dryden. Tiger Mortar's effect, which then sends Dryden to the grave, then overlays Dryden under Shakanine. Shakanine's effect again then gets to activate because it was sent back from the grave. Send Dryden to the grave, bring it back. Now you have 3 Ixie monsters, allowing you to send out Megaclops. Now Megaclops' effect, I've used this a lot. I use this against Dino. I actually took their Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Megaclops' effect, you can take any card that your opponent controls face down, face up. It could be a trap, it could be a field spell. And then what I would do, so let's say for example, if this was my opponent's card, I could take that back and then I could actually overlay back my Dryden. So what that does now, not only do I have Megaclops out, I have Alpha the Beast out. I also have a face-up pop here, so if I discard, I can use on my opponent's turn. So it's just another disruption that you can play. So that was the Megaclops combo, which is then, I mean, you're damage is half because of Mega Collapse's effect. Even if you didn't use Mega Collapse's effect, because again, you've wiped your opponent's board with Duster, Lightning Storm, Evenly Matched. Evenly Matched, obviously you couldn't play, but with Lightning Storm and Feather Duster, you're attacking for 3,000 and 4,000 direct. You just took 7,000 off your opponent's life points. So, insane hand there. So, all right, we're gonna put Mega Clops back, and we're gonna go into Zeus. So Ram goes back into the deck. Pot of Desires was used. We got Rat here. So if we're gonna go into Zeus, and again, we have this hand here, which is the hand we pulled here. So I would probably then send Thoroughblade out. I would discard Rat Pierre, and then that allows me to draw another card, because that's what the Zoo Engine does. You're looking to draw. And let's just, for fun here, we get a Dark Ruler. That's what's so crazy. Like, so now I have Thoroughblade out, Lightning Storm, Feather Duster, Dark Ruler, and Evenly. I mean, this is, how do you get over this hand, right? So Thoroughblade's so we did that. Then what you're gonna do is with Thoroughblade, you're gonna overlay a Borbo, and then you can enter battle phase here. You can attack directly for 1,600. You could have Alpha out as well, since you could special summon this if you didn't use his effect and return to hand. So Alpha for 3,000. But with Borbo attacking directly, so we got 2 material. I always like to try to get 4, unless you think your opponent has Nibiru. Both play into Nibiru. So then you can overlay Tiger, and then you can overlay Shakanine, because if you got an extra ones, that's 4. And then you pop Zeus. And now you have a 4-card disruption, which is Zeus, to really take that out. We also have Combo in hand. We set that. That can play well for shuffling back into the deck as you start discarding, because you want to, Drident. You might use Drident for something, and you don't want to, lose your Drident. So that is pretty much the combos here. As you can see, this one played really well going second. So I really enjoyed it. If I went first, I was siding a lot of the cards and get rid of a lot, but this held up very well. And as I learn and do the control decks, I'm excited to really see what I can do. And I'm excited to duel Shane and see how this holds up against Dogmatica, again, as a going second. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, please let me know. And this has been Tyler, House of Cards TCG, signing out.
House of Cards.